Coming up, why the nation's largest teachers union is throwing its support behind President Obama despite some big differences. The nation's largest teachers union has given President Obama a big boost in his re-election bid. The National Education Association, 3.2 million strong, voted to back the president in its earliest endorsement ever, and that's before the Republican field has even narrowed to a single candidate. Lily Eskelsen is the vice president of the National Education Association. Lily, thank you for joining us today. You know, the NEA traditionally endorses in July of the election year. Why this time around so early for President Obama and your endorsement of him?
We've started endorsing and recommending presidential candidates as far back as Jimmy Carter. The elections have really changed so that you get people in much earlier, and you get people spending such a big amount of money that if you're going to get in 4 months before the election, you're like the last one to get in. Now we feel like we'll be more relevant, we'll get in a timely manner, and we want to be able to make a difference in this election.
But the Republican field, as I was mentioning, has not even really narrowed to have a candidate, much less winnowed down to maybe even 3.
And yet every single candidate that we've looked at has pretty much said we support privatizing Social Security, voucherizing Medicare. They have not been supportive of affordable college, daycare, health care for our children. So as we looked at all of them, we said President Obama, who did receive our support before, is a very strong candidate on those issues, will remain a strong candidate, and it makes sense that we get in and help him as soon as possible.
Now, Lily, for the first time, the NEA has passed something. It has passed a policy that ties teacher evaluations here to evidence of student learning, but still opposes standardized test scores used to judge teachers. Now, the Obama administration, as you know, supports test-driven evaluations. Why the opposition?
I think there's a huge misunderstanding with the general public about what a test score measures and what it doesn't measure. What's historic about what we've done here is, for the first time, instead of saying what we're against, we've said what we're for. If you're going to use tests to judge a student, to judge a teacher, to judge a school, there ought to be evidence that that test is valid and reliable to make that judgment. There are very, very few high-quality tests on that exist today, and what's happened with a lot of politicians and press and people who are looking for a simple answer to a very complex school system is they say, well, let's just take any old commercial test and we'll pretend that it means something it was never designed to mean.
Lily,
now NEA is talking about what we stand for.
Lily Eskelsen, thank you. I wish we had more time. I appreciate your time today discussing this very important issue of education today. Have a great Tuesday.